Liz Johnston, known to many as the sweet yet strong daughter from TLC's beloved reality series 7 Little Johnstons, has never shied away from speaking her truth. From growing up in the public eye to navigating the complex world of young adulthood, fans have watched Liz blossom from a spirited teenager into a confident young woman, mother, and partner. Now, as a mom herself to her adorable daughter Leighton, Liz is stepping into a new chapter, one that comes with tough choices, fierce love, and a few hard boundaries she unapologetically embraces. In a candid new interview and social media post that's got fans talking, Liz opens up about what she calls the mean mom approach to parenting, an approach she firmly believes is rooted in deep protection and lifelong love. While some may raise eyebrows at the term, Liz is proud of how she's setting the tone for her daughter's upbringing. And like many moms before her, she's learning that sometimes being mean simply means doing what's right, even when it's not popular. The birth of Leighton Drew in November 2023 marked a monumental shift in Liz's life. For the 22-year-old reality star, motherhood wasn't just a new role, it was a complete transformation. As she's shared in numerous Instagram updates and occasional TLC episodes, the experience of bringing a new life into the world filled her with overwhelming joy, but also a newfound sense of responsibility. Liz has always been close with her own mother, Amber Johnston, and though the two have had moments of tension, as often showcased on 7 Little Johnstons, Liz now finds herself drawing from her mom's parenting style more than she expected. "I used to roll my eyes when my mom said no to certain things," Liz admitted in a recent Instagram story. "Now I get it, 100%. When you have a little human relying on you for everything, your instincts just kick in." Motherhood, Liz confesses, has made her more cautious, more mindful, and yes, sometimes more strict. "I used to be super chill," she said with a laugh, "but now I have rules, I have boundaries, and I'm okay being the mean mom if it means keeping Leighton safe and teaching her how to grow up strong." The phrase mean mom may sound negative at first glance, but Liz redefines it in the most empowering way. To her, being a mean mom doesn't involve yelling or shaming. It's about sticking to firm decisions, setting healthy limits, and prioritizing her daughter's well-being over short-term comfort or approval. One standout example came when Liz recently posted a heartfelt reel on Instagram featuring a sleepy-eyed Leighton in her arms while Liz rocked her to sleep. In the caption, Liz addressed the pressures from well-meaning friends and even strangers who offer unsolicited advice. "Yes, I'm that mom. I don't pass her around to every person at a party. I say no to late nights and overstimulation. I'm protective of her space, her routine, and her peace." Fans flooded the comment section with support. One follower wrote, "You're not a mean mom, you're a good mom." Another commented, "This generation is learning to protect our kids in ways we wish we were protected." Liz also admitted she's not afraid to be the one who enforces screen time limits, keeps nap schedules sacred, and declines playdates that feel overwhelming. "It's not always fun being the one who says no," she shared, "but I remind myself, it's not about being liked. It's about being trusted." Liz's strict yet loving stance didn't form in a vacuum. Growing up in the Johnston household, structure and responsibility were a way of life. Trent and Amber Johnston, Liz's parents, raised their 5 children with a clear sense of order, discipline, and high expectations. Whether it was school, chores, or emotional accountability, the Johnstons didn't sugarcoat much. While there were moments when Liz clashed with her mom over rules and independence, especially during her teenage years, she now recognizes how that structure shaped her into the woman she is. "My mom always said, 'You'll thank me one day.' I used to roll my eyes, but now I totally get it." Amber, too, has shared her own experiences of being a mean mom in past episodes of 7 Little Johnstons. She emphasized consistency, consequences, and clear expectations. Liz is now putting those same values into practice. but with her own millennial twist. "I'm not trying to recreate my mom's parenting style exactly," Liz said, "but I'm borrowing what worked and updating what didn't." Reality TV fans often get glimpses into the evolving parenting styles of their favorite stars, and Liz Johnston is no exception. Her raw honesty, paired with her tender moments with Leighton, creates a refreshing portrayal of modern motherhood. Rather than striving for perfection, Liz aims for authenticity. She's quick to acknowledge her mistakes and insecurities. In a Q&A with fans on Instagram, one user asked if she ever feels guilty being so protective. Liz replied, "All the time. But then I look at her and I remember, it's my job to protect her now so she can thrive later." She added, "Boundaries might make me unpopular today, but they'll make her strong tomorrow." It's this type of transparency that resonates deeply with her followers. In an age where social media often highlights highlight reels, Liz isn't afraid to show the messy, emotional, and sometimes lonely side of being a new mom. Her community of fans, many of them mothers themselves, have rallied behind her approach, hailing her for standing firm in her beliefs while still radiating compassion. While Liz is the primary parent and nurturer, her long-term partner and Leighton's father, Bryce Bolden, also plays a critical role. Their relationship has been a topic of public interest, especially given their on-again, off-again status over the years. But since Leighton's arrival, the couple has shown a more united front. In interviews and social media updates, Bryce has expressed admiration for Liz's protective instincts. "She's fierce when it comes to Leighton," he said in one Instagram post. "Sometimes I think she's overthinking everything, but then I realize she just loves our girl that much." Still, Liz admits that Bryce occasionally challenges her to loosen up a little. "He's more go with the flow," she explained. "He helps balance me out, but he also respects when I need to say no, especially if it's about Leighton's comfort or safety." Their dynamic reflects the modern reality of co-parenting, one where communication and mutual respect are key, especially when decisions aren't easy or universally agreed upon. As Liz continues to share pieces of her motherhood journey with the public, she remains clear-eyed about her priorities. She's not interested in chasing perfection or pleasing critics. Her mission is simple: raise a kind, healthy, confident daughter. "I'll keep being the mean mom if that's what it takes," she wrote in a recent story. "Because the truth is, I'm not being mean. I'm being intentional." She went on to say that her dream is for Leighton to grow up feeling safe enough to explore the world and strong enough to handle it when it's unkind. "That's my job," she said, "to build her foundation, even if it means saying no when she wants me to say yes." Fans of 7 Little Johnstons can likely expect more glimpses into Liz's parenting style as new episodes roll out and as she continues to post updates. But one thing is certain: Liz Johnston is embracing motherhood on her own terms. Her mean mom mentality isn't about control. It's about care, protection, and a fierce belief that love sometimes wears tough armor. The lives of the Johnston family have always fascinated fans of 7 Little Johnstons, a show that has brought both heartfelt and difficult moments into the spotlight. With the family known for their humor, resilience, and tight-knit dynamics, each episode tends to deliver something personal and relatable. Recently, the spotlight shifted to 2 major developments: Anna Johnston's unexpected update regarding a double date and Trent Johnston's health revelation that sent ripples through the family. Anna Johnston, the independent and often candid daughter of Trent and Amber Johnston, has always been a bit of a firecracker. Among her siblings, she's known for speaking her mind, working hard on her goals, and making moves on her own terms. She's not one to shy away from voicing her struggles, particularly when it comes to navigating relationships, both romantic and familial. In a recent turn of events, Anna surprised many by sharing an update about a double date she went on, an outing that was not only out of character for her, but also hinted at some serious development in her love life. Longtime fans will remember how Anna has often stood apart from the more tightly integrated decisions of the rest of the family. She's carved her own path, often clashing with Amber, especially in seasons where communication seemed strained. So, when Anna took to social media and later addressed the situation more fully on the show, eyebrows were raised. She revealed that the double date wasn't just with a random couple, it was with another Johnston sibling and their significant other. The subtle announcement hinted at her desire to rebuild certain bridges and possibly redefine how she relates to the family as a whole. According to Anna, the idea came up spontaneously after a casual conversation with her boyfriend, who had been curious about her family dynamics. What started as a lighthearted suggestion evolved into a full-blown evening out, complete with dinner, laughter, and some cautious reconnections. Though Anna did not explicitly name the sibling who joined the outing, fans quickly speculated it might have been Emma or Liz, both of whom have had varying degrees of closeness with Anna over the years. The double date, though low-key, symbolized more than just a social evening. For Anna, it was a way to share her personal world with her family, while also testing the waters for a more normalized relationship. Viewers noted that Anna appeared more at ease afterward, something that hadn't always been the case in recent seasons, particularly after she moved out and distanced herself emotionally. What stood out the most in Anna's update wasn't the date itself, but her openness about the experience. She admitted to being nervous and unsure if such a gathering would feel forced. But the evening, she said, went better than expected and ended with smiles and the promise of future meetups. This level of vulnerability and willingness to share is something fans have long awaited from Anna, who usually guards her emotions carefully. While it's too early to say whether this marks a turning point in her family relationships, the gesture did not go unnoticed. Her siblings appreciated the effort, and even Amber reportedly acknowledged that it was a good first step. With Anna continuing to develop her business, navigate adulthood, and now engage more in her family's activities, this development hinted at a broader evolution in her character. While Anna's romantic update brought a wave of optimism, the mood shifted considerably when Trent Johnston, the family patriarch, shared some personal health news that no one saw coming. Known for his grounded demeanor, work ethic, and dad jokes, Trent rarely brings heavy emotional content into conversations unless it's necessary. So when he gathered the family to talk, everyone knew it wasn't going to be just another casual update. Trent revealed that he had recently undergone a series of medical checkups after noticing some changes in his energy levels and overall well-being. Although he initially dismissed the symptoms as signs of aging or work-related fatigue, Amber encouraged him to take a closer look. What started as a routine checkup soon led to more intensive testing. The results were sobering. While Trent was careful to clarify that the situation was manageable, he did reveal that doctors had identified an underlying cardiac issue, one that would require monitoring and possible lifestyle adjustments. He didn't use alarming words like emergency or life-threatening, but the concern in his tone was unmistakable. The Johnston children, used to seeing their dad as the rock of the family, sat in stunned silence. For Trent, this was about transparency and preparedness. He explained to the kids that while the condition was under control, it meant he would need to reduce physical stress, possibly scale back on certain work responsibilities, and most importantly, adopt a more health-conscious routine. It was a wake-up call for the entire household. Amber, visibly emotional, admitted that the news had shaken her. "We're not invincible," she said in a heartfelt moment during a confessional. "And sometimes we forget that time is moving, and we all have to take care of ourselves and each other." The children reacted in various ways. Liz, now a mother herself, took the news particularly hard. She shared how scary it felt to imagine her father not being his usual energetic self. Emma, ever the optimist, tried to look at the positive side, suggesting they could all rally around Trent to support him with diet, fitness routines, and stress management. Alex and Jonah had a more introspective response, realizing that their own health might someday require just as much attention. One particularly touching moment came when Trent described how he had tried to keep things under wraps initially, not wanting to worry anyone. "But I realized," he said, "that if I don't model honesty about health, how can I expect you all to do the same?" It was this brand of open dialogue that set the tone for what followed. The family agreed to start a new tradition, weekly walks or fitness sessions, depending on Trent's capacity, to keep both their bodies and minds in shape. It was a proactive way of dealing with the news, turning something heavy into a shared commitment to well-being. The dual developments in the Johnston family's life, Anna's re-engagement through the double date and Trent's vulnerable health update, revealed a deeper layer of their dynamic. Despite past conflicts, differing personalities, and complex relationships, what remains at the heart of the 7 Little Johnstons is a deep-rooted sense of connection. Fans responded to these updates with a mix of encouragement and empathy. Social media buzzed with supportive messages for both Anna and Trent. Many praised Anna for taking a step toward healing, while others expressed concern and well wishes for Trent's health. It was clear that this episode had struck a chord, not just because of the developments themselves, but because of how raw and real the family was willing to be about them. In an era of heavily curated social content and polished portrayals of family life, the Johnstons continue to stand out for their authenticity. Anna's willingness to grow, paired with Trent's strength in vulnerability, provided a powerful reminder that families evolve, not always easily, but often meaningfully. In the ever-evolving dynamics of the 7 Little Johnstons family, the emotional terrain continues to shift as viewers witness both the warmth and tension that can come with a close-knit family living life in the public eye. One of the latest chapters centers on the growing rift between Anna Johnston and her family, a matter that has quietly unfolded over time, but has now taken a more public turn. In an exclusive development, Liz Johnston, Anna's younger sister, has sent a pointed message that speaks volumes about where things currently stand. While not confrontational, her remarks clearly reflect the emotional weight the situation is having on the rest of the family, and suggest that the divide is no longer something they can brush aside. The Johnston family, comprised of parents Trent and Amber and their 5 children, Jonah, Elizabeth, Liz, Anna, Alex, and Emma, has long been portrayed as a united front. But beneath the smiles and coordinated family events, subtle hints of discord have occasionally surfaced. Anna's relationship with her parents, especially with Amber, has been visibly strained in recent seasons. Fans began to speculate more seriously after Anna was noticeably absent from major family milestones, including the graduation celebrations of her younger siblings. Her social media presence, usually filled with upbeat content, turned increasingly independent, focusing more on her personal ventures and less on family matters. The tension came to a head when Anna made a cryptic post on social media earlier this year, implying that she was done with fake relationships. Though she never mentioned her family directly, longtime viewers and insiders alike interpreted the statement as a veiled reference to her situation with her parents and perhaps even with some of her siblings. While the Johnston family typically maintains a policy of privacy when it comes to internal conflicts, Liz has now broken her silence, and in doing so, has revealed more than perhaps intended. In a heartfelt yet unflinching message posted on her Instagram stories, Liz addressed the importance of communication, trust, and loyalty within families. "You can only be patient for so long before you need to stand up for yourself," she wrote. "Sometimes walking away from chaos is the only way to protect your peace." Though she didn't name Anna, fans quickly drew the connection. The timing, the tone, and the context aligned with the ongoing estrangement. and Liz's message was interpreted as a subtle yet powerful response to Anna's earlier claims. Sources close to the family suggest that Liz has long tried to play peacemaker, often caught in the middle between her outspoken older sister and her parents, who have their own deep-seated issues with Anna. However, Liz's patience appears to be wearing thin. This is not about taking sides, she later added in a follow-up message. It's about recognizing when someone isn't willing to meet you halfway. The unfolding drama between Anna and the rest of the Johnstons has not gone unnoticed by fans of the show. Reddit forums, fan blogs, and Facebook groups dedicated to 7 Little Johnstons have exploded with speculation. Some fans sympathize with Anna, citing past episodes where she appeared to be treated unfairly or singled out for criticism. They point to moments when she was asked to conform more strictly to family expectations, especially during her teenage years and early adulthood. Others believe Anna's behavior has become more rebellious and self-centered, possibly as a result of past grievances that were never fully addressed. Still, a significant portion of the fan base applauds Liz for finally taking a stand. As someone who has traditionally kept a lower profile, Liz's decision to speak up is seen as a sign of emotional maturity, and perhaps even as a last-ditch effort to salvage a strained relationship. One family friend who spoke under condition of anonymity said, "Liz has always tried to be fair. She didn't want to hurt Anna or her parents, but I think she realized that staying silent wasn't helping anymore." The Johnston siblings have always emphasized the importance of unity, especially given the challenges they faced as a family living with dwarfism. Yet this rift is clearly affecting the once strong sibling bond. Jonah, the eldest, has reportedly distanced himself from the conflict altogether. He has struggled with his own mental health in recent years and is said to be focusing on self-care and his relationship. Alex and Emma, the youngest, have remained publicly neutral, though insiders say that Emma has privately expressed disappointment over the growing distance between her sisters. "There's a sadness in the house," said a source familiar with the family. "They all love each other, but it's like no one knows how to fix this." For their part, Trent and Amber have remained tight-lipped. However, in recent episodes, Amber's demeanor when discussing Anna has noticeably shifted. She has referred to challenges with one of our adult children and spoken more broadly about letting go and allowing their children to make their own choices, even if those choices come with consequences. In one poignant moment, Amber reflected, "Parenting adult children is hard. You want to keep them close, but sometimes you have to let them drift so they can figure out who they are." This shift in perspective suggests that the parents may be preparing to accept a more permanent separation if Anna chooses not to re-engage. Anna, for her part, has remained true to form, fiercely independent and unapologetically candid. She recently launched her own home decor business, which has been met with moderate success, and has leaned heavily into her role as a social media influencer. While she hasn't responded directly to Liz's recent message, she posted a video of herself dancing and laughing with friends, captioned simply, "Surround yourself with people who see your worth." This type of messaging has become a common theme in Anna's posts, suggesting a woman who feels misunderstood and perhaps underappreciated by her family. Whether that's fair or not depends on who you ask, but there's no denying the emotional wall that seems to have been built. Despite the heaviness of the situation, those close to the Johnstons haven't given up hope for reconciliation. Many point to the family's deep history of overcoming adversity and believe that time, along with open and honest communication, could help bridge the divide. Liz's message, while firm, doesn't completely shut the door. The undertone seems to be one of hurt, not hate. In acknowledging her own boundaries, Liz may be setting the stage for a healthier relationship in the future, one built on mutual respect instead of obligation. Family therapist Dr. Michelle Gomes, who specializes in family conflict, notes, when one sibling speaks out, It's often an invitation to address issues that have gone unspoken for too long. The fact that Liz is expressing herself publicly may be her way of saying, "I care enough to be honest." The Johnston family has long been admired for their ability to balance vulnerability and strength. They've opened their lives to the world, the good, the bad, and everything in between. And while the current chapter may be more painful than most, it also reflects a reality that many families face behind closed doors. Rifts happen, misunderstandings pile up, and sometimes love alone isn't enough to bridge the gap without effort and willingness on both sides. Whether Anna and her family will find their way back to each other remains to be seen. But what's clear is that the conversation is finally happening, even if it's through indirect messages and public statements. In the end, perhaps that's where healing begins. Amber and Trent Johnston, the resilient parents from the hit reality TV show 7 Little Johnstons, have faced many challenges throughout their lives. From raising 5 children with achondroplasia to navigating personal milestones and family dynamics under the constant scrutiny of television cameras. However, the latest hurdle they confront is perhaps one of the most difficult yet: Trent's unsettling MRI results. As the Johnston patriarch grapples with a bleak medical outlook, both he and Amber are forced to face the unknown, their fears, and the fragility of life itself. The news of Trent's MRI came amid what seemed like a period of family transition. With their children growing older and becoming more independent, Anna carving her own path amid tension, Jonah and Elizabeth embracing adulthood, Alex and Emma preparing for their futures, the couple hoped for a quieter chapter. But as it often happens in life, just when things seem to settle, reality throws in an unexpected twist. For Trent, the concerns began with increasing discomfort, stiffness, and persistent fatigue, symptoms he initially shrugged off. Having been an active father and husband all his life, he chalked it up to aging and the physical wear that naturally accompanies living with a form of dwarfism. However, when the discomfort began to interfere with his ability to do everyday tasks, Amber urged him to seek professional medical advice. It was during these consultations that doctors recommended an MRI to get a more detailed view of what might be causing his persistent symptoms. Though neither Trent nor Amber expected any shocking discoveries, the scan results would tell a different story, one that brought a cloud of uncertainty and fear into their lives. The MRI revealed degenerative spinal changes more serious than anticipated. Doctors expressed concern over possible nerve impingement, spinal compression, and signs of narrowing in areas that could potentially impact Trent's mobility or neurological function over time. While it wasn't an immediate medical emergency, it was a sobering wake-up call, one that could not be ignored or postponed. Amber and Trent, who have always portrayed a unified and strong front, found themselves navigating this new reality with a mix of apprehension, hope, and deep emotional processing. In private, Amber later admitted there was a real fear, not just about the medical implications, but about what this could mean for their future as a couple, parents, and individuals who've always prided themselves on being capable and self-sufficient. As Amber tried to remain strong for her husband, her own internal worries mounted. Having seen her children rely so heavily on Trent's strength over the years, not just physical but emotional and mental strength, the idea of him becoming limited or requiring major medical intervention was difficult to absorb. Amber opened up about feeling helpless watching the man who has always taken pride in being the rock of the family now confronting his own vulnerability. Trent, for his part, struggled not only with the physical symptoms, but also with the mental weight of the diagnosis. As someone who has always pushed himself, whether it was through home renovation projects, working full-time, or being present for every major family milestone, being told to slow down or take it easy didn't come naturally. He admitted in a confessional moment that accepting help was harder than enduring the pain itself. The couple found themselves having difficult conversations, the kind many couples try to avoid. What would happen if surgery became necessary? What if Trent lost partial mobility? How would it impact their ability to remain independent in the family home they've built over decades? These weren't questions with easy answers, but Amber and Trent agreed that facing them head-on was better than ignoring reality. One of the most profound effects of this medical scare was the way it brought Amber and Trent closer emotionally. While they've always shared a deep bond, this chapter forced them to be even more open and vulnerable with one another. Amber shared that in the quiet moments, late at night, lying in bed, holding hands, the fear would sometimes sneak in, and they'd talk candidly about their hopes, anxieties, and love for one another. At the same time, the couple made the conscious decision to focus on what they could control. Trent began physical therapy and started adopting lifestyle changes aimed at easing pressure on his spine. They explored alternative pain management techniques and remained in constant consultation with specialists. While surgery hadn't been ruled out, the goal was to delay or avoid it as long as possible through conservative measures. What emerged from this difficult period was a renewed sense of gratitude for health, for each other, and for the everyday moments that had previously gone unnoticed. Amber and Trent began prioritizing quality time, simple walks, evenings on the porch, weekend drives, all of which took on deeper meaning in the shadow of uncertainty. Their children, too, responded with a mix of concern and support. Jonah and Liz, the older siblings, checked in frequently and offered to help around the house. Anna, despite the existing tensions with the family, reached out to express care for her dad, a small but significant step that hinted at possible reconciliation in the future. Alex and Emma, the youngest, offered emotional comfort in their own quiet, loving ways. For the Johnston family, who have shared nearly every high and low with audiences across the nation, this chapter was one of the most personal and emotionally raw. The decision to speak publicly about Trent's MRI wasn't made lightly, but Amber and Trent believed that sharing the truth, the good, the bad, and the deeply human, might resonate with others who face similar battles in silence. "There's a lot we don't show," Amber admitted in an exclusive interview. "But this time, we wanted people to understand that we're just like everyone else. We get scared, we have tough days, and sometimes we just hold each other and hope tomorrow is better." As for Trent, he expressed a commitment to staying active and positive while being mindful of his limitations. He hopes that by being honest about his health, others who live with chronic pain or face unexpected diagnoses feel less alone. "I'm not done," he said, "not even close, but I'm learning to live smarter. And that starts with accepting help and leaning on the people who love you." In true Johnston fashion, even amid the shadow of a serious diagnosis, the family continues to move forward. They've never been defined by their challenges, and they don't intend to start now. Trent's journey may come with more questions than answers for now, but it also brings with it lessons in resilience, love, and what it truly means to face life hand in hand. Amber and Trent continue to monitor Trent's condition with scheduled follow-ups and have begun exploring adaptive modifications to their home, just in case the future brings new mobility challenges. They've also started documenting more of their journey, not just for the show, but for their own personal reflection. At its core, their story remains one of perseverance. The same qualities that helped them raise a blended family of 5 children with dwarfism, patience, strength, unity, and love, are now helping them face this latest chapter. And while fear may linger in the background, it is met every day by a louder voice: hope. In the end, 7 Little Johnstons is more than just a show. It's a testament to real people living real lives, full of complications, surprises, setbacks, and triumphs. Trent's MRI results might have shaken the family, but they have not broken their spirit. And as Amber so powerfully put it, we face it together, always. The popular TLC reality series 7 Little Johnstons has long captured the attention of fans thanks to its intimate portrayal of a family navigating the challenges and joys of life as individuals with achondroplasia dwarfism. But beyond medical updates and heartfelt moments, the show has never shied away from exposing the real-life family tensions that inevitably come with such a close-knit group. One of the most dramatic rifts unfolding in recent episodes revolves around a feud between Emma Johnston and her older sister Anna Johnston, a clash that has escalated to the point of an emotional explosion. Emma, typically known for her upbeat, social media-savvy personality, has recently taken a sharp turn, openly expressing frustration and anger toward Anna. The family tension has been simmering for months, but it boiled over into a full-blown feud in season 15. While the root causes of their falling out are layered and complex, Emma's outburst represents a tipping point in their relationship, drawing viewers deep into a family crisis that has clearly shaken the Johnstons. To understand the current feud, it's important to look at the background of Emma and Anna's relationship. Though all 5 Johnston children have unique relationships with one another, the dynamic between Emma and Anna has always had a different tone. Anna, the more independent and business-driven sibling, has often clashed with her parents and occasionally with her siblings, as she's navigated adulthood on her own terms. Emma, still living at home and deeply enmeshed in the family's daily rhythms, has a different worldview. Tensions began to rise when Anna started distancing herself, not only from their parents, Trent and Amber, but also from her siblings. Emma, who relies heavily on social connection and family cohesion, appeared hurt by Anna's growing silence. Initially subtle, missed family group chats, skipped gatherings, and less frequent communication, the separation started to feel personal, especially to Emma. Anna has long been portrayed as fiercely independent. After graduating college and launching her own online boutique, she began carving out a life for herself that didn't always center around the family. In recent seasons, viewers watched as Anna moved into her own home, started dating more seriously, and built a business from the ground up. While these milestones were applauded, they also introduced friction. Emma, who has always had a more communal approach to family, seemed to struggle with Anna's boundary setting. Fans noted that Emma appeared increasingly vocal on social media, posting vague quotes about betrayal and hurt, which many interpreted as passive jabs at Anna. It wasn't long before speculation turned to confirmation, as Emma began openly calling out the tension on camera, indicating that the problem wasn't just private anymore. The feud reached its breaking point during a family gathering that Anna chose not to attend. Emma, feeling fed up and emotionally neglected, expressed her disappointment in front of the cameras, a rare move for the usually cheerful youngest sister. What followed was an emotional confrontation, not directly face-to-face, but rather through a confessional-style venting session that aired during the show. Emma accused Anna of being distant, cold, and dismissive toward the family, particularly toward her. "It's like she doesn't care about us anymore," Emma said, her voice quivering. "We were sisters, we are sisters, and she just acts like that doesn't matter." The moment marked a significant emotional turning point, not just in their relationship, but in Emma's development. Viewers saw a more vulnerable, more assertive Emma, no longer the playful youngest sibling, but a young woman confronting real disappointment and emotional wounds. The feud between Emma and Anna has had ripple effects across the entire Johnston household. Amber and Trent, the family matriarch and patriarch, have expressed their own disappointment over Anna's disengagement. However, they've also shown understanding for her need to assert independence. This balanced perspective has not always sat well with Emma, who perhaps feels that the rest of the family isn't taking her side strongly enough. Other siblings, like Alex and Liz, appear caught in the middle. Liz especially has tried to stay neutral, emphasizing love for both sisters, but acknowledging that Anna's behavior has created distance. Alex, who is closer in age to Emma, seems to sympathize with her perspective but hasn't taken a vocal stance. The divided loyalties have added another layer of tension, especially as the feud becomes more public. With fans weighing in online, many supporting Emma for her honesty, others defending Anna for setting boundaries, the situation has grown beyond a private family matter. In the age of digital transparency, reality TV stars often continue their narratives off-camera. Emma, who has a strong social media presence, has not held back. Without directly naming Anna, she has shared quotes and captions about being hurt by those you love, about loyalty, and about knowing your worth. Anna, on the other hand, has remained more private but posted a few pointed messages herself. One caption, "Sometimes peace means staying away," was widely interpreted as a subtle response to the criticism from her sister and the show. Another post about being done being the villain in someone else's story further fueled speculation that she was indirectly addressing the feud. These cryptic online exchanges have only added to the intrigue for fans, who continue to dissect every post for clues about the current status of their relationship. While fans have rallied around Emma, praising her bravery in speaking up, there's no denying the toll this feud has taken on her. Emma has appeared emotionally drained in recent episodes, clearly affected by the ongoing family discord. As someone who thrives on connection, being shut out or ignored, especially by a sister, is deeply painful. In a heartfelt moment during a solo confessional, Emma admitted, "I just want us to be close again. I don't know what I did wrong." It was a raw, unguarded confession that touched many viewers. Her willingness to be vulnerable has struck a chord and perhaps opened the door for future healing. As Seven Little Johnstons continues to follow this emotional storyline, the big question remains, can Emma and Anna repair their relationship? History suggests that the Johnstons are capable of working through even the toughest challenges. In past seasons, the family has navigated everything from health scares to college stress, identity questions, and adoption challenges. But emotional distance is a different kind of wound, one that doesn't heal quickly. There are signs, however, that hope isn't lost. Trent and Amber, who have expressed concern over the widening rift, may play a role in bringing the sisters back together. The parents have often acted as mediators during family conflict, and fans are hopeful they can help broker peace between Emma and Anna. It may also come down to maturity and growth. As both sisters continue to evolve, they may come to understand each other better. Anna might come to recognize the emotional void her absence has created for Emma, while Emma might come to appreciate Anna's need for space and self-definition. The fan reaction to this feud has been intense and passionate. Many viewers have taken to Reddit, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram to express support for Emma, praising her courage to speak out and share her feelings on national television. Others have sympathized with Anna, pointing out that she might be struggling with her own unspoken issues and needs the room to grow on her own. Still, most fans agree that the emotional weight of the situation is heartbreaking, not because one side is right or wrong, but because a once close sisterhood is currently fractured. The feud between Emma and Anna Johnston is more than just reality TV drama. It's a reflection of real human emotions. The pain of feeling left behind, the struggle for autonomy, the heartbreak of family disconnect. Emma's emotional lashing out may seem harsh on the surface, but it's rooted in hurt, love, and a deep desire to reconnect.